Hello student, myself Ankita Shukla and today I brought for you Physics class 9th chapter 2 Force and Laws of Motion. But before starting our topic, I would like to request you please subscribe our school YouTube channel and click on bell icon to receive the future notification. Now in this video we will explain two topics. First, Newton's first law of motion and inertia. Because Newton's first law of motion is also known as law of inertia. So both topic I will explain. Now first, Newton's first law of motion. Some of the bodies around us are at rest position, that is they are stationary, whereas others are in motion. So Newton's first law describes the behavior of such bodies which are in rest or are in motion. So according to this law, according to first law of motion, a body at rest will remain at rest and a body in motion will continue in motion in a straight line with a uniform speed unless it is compelled by an external force to change its state of rest or of uniform motion. Now, in other word, we can say, in simple word, we can say if any body is in rest, it will remain in rest, and if any body in motion, it will remain in motion until and unless any external force are applied on that object. For example, let us take an example. Suppose a book is laying on the table. Suppose a book is laying on the table. It is at rest. The book will not move by itself. That is, it cannot change its position of rest by itself. It can change its state of rest only when compelled by the force of our hands. That is, when we lift the book from the table. Thus, the position of rest of the book has been changed by the external force of our hand. But now the second part of the law means if any body in motion, it will remain in motion. This part of law may appear wrong, na? Because as we see in our everyday life, that a moving body always come to rest and does not move forever. However, if the problem is analyzed closely, we come to the conclusion that moving bodies on the surface of the earth come to rest on account of force of friction applied by air or earth or both, and the acceleration due to gravity. So, but the present day space probes have proved beyond doubt that a body will continue moving forever in a straight line when the force of friction, acceleration due to gravity, all or the forces are absent. A recent example of this is the launching of Pioneer first and second, which will ultimately move out of our solar system. So in this base we can also say if any body in motion, it will remain in motion until and unless any external force are applied on the object. Now one more example which are on your slide. In first figure there is a ball which are in rest position, and it will remain at rest position. In second figure, a footballer kick the football, means when a footballer kick this football. Now in next figure, this football comes in motion, and it will continue with constant speed and direction. Means after that, when the footballer kick the football, after that balls come in motion, and it will in continuously remain in motion until and unless any external force are not applied on the football. So in last figure, unless acted by an unbalanced force. Now next topic, inertia. What is inertia? The tendency of a body to remain at position of a body is called inertia. The tendency of a body to remain its position means if remain at rest, it will in rest. If in moving, to continue moving, then this is known as a inertia. Yeah, in other words, we can say inertia is that property of a body due to which it resists a change in its state of rest or of uniform motion. Now, inertia of three types: inertia of rest, inertia of motion, and inertia of direction. First, inertia of rest. The tendency of a body to continue in its state of rest even when some external force is applied on it is called the inertia of rest. Now second, inertia of motion. The tendency of a body to continue in its state of motion even when some external force is applied on it is called the inertia of motion. Now third, inertia of direction. The tendency of a body to continue in its state of direction even when some external force is applied on it is called inertia of direction. Now example of inertia. There is a figure on your slide. All of you can see. We take a glass tumbler and place a thick square card on its mouth. A coin is also placed above this card in the middle. Let us flick the card with our finger. On flicking, the card moves away, but the coin drops into the glass. Why? Now I will explain how it happens. Initially, both the card and the coin are in state of rest. Now when we hit the card with our finger, a force acts on the card and changes its state of rest to that of motion. Due to this, the card moves away from the mouth of the glass tumbler. The force of our flick, however, does not act on the coin, so the coin continues to be in its state of rest due to its inertia. And when the card moves away, the coin falls into the glass tumbler because it prefers to maintain its state of rest due to inertia. Now, last topic, inertia and mass. Mass is a measure of inertia of a body. On other word, we can say If a body has more mass, it has more inertia. If a body has less mass, it has less inertia. On this basis, we can give example. A stone has greater inertia than a football. A stone has greater inertia than a football. If we kick a stone, it will not move because of its high inertia. But we kick a football, it will move a long way. Why? Because it has low inertia. Similarly, a cricket ball has more inertia than a rubber ball of the same size. So a cricket ball has more inertia because it has more mass. Now next, if a body has mass of 1 kilogram and another body has a mass of 20 kilogram, then the body having 20 kilogram mass will have more inertia. It is easier to move a body of mass 1 kilogram by pushing it, but it is much more difficult to move a body of mass 20 kilogram by pushing it. I think on this conclusion we can say, to overcome the inertia and make a body move from rest, we must apply an external force. Okay, thanks for watching.